everybody, Michelle here with the Redesign Habit. Hey, welcome to today's video where I want to talk to you about chalk paint, and more specifically homemade chalk paint. And you may be asking yourself, why do I need to make my own chalk paint when I see it in every store I go into? And that is true. However, if you're thrift minded like I am, you can make about a gallon of homemade chalk paint for the cost of a small container of the already mixed that you find in your stores. So what I want to do is compare and contrast 3 different recipes that I've tried, and then at the end I'm going to share with you which one is my favorite and why. And we're going to do a little demo. I've mixed up the recipes, we'll paint it on a board, compare and contrast, how's it look, how's it cover, all the things. And remember, you can find the recipes down below, and we will do that in the next section. Also, by the way, have any of you out there noticed my blinking oven clock in the background? Yes, it's blinking. We had to turn the power off to try to fix a light switch that was going a little haywire. Turned out to be a little bit more than we thought it was going to be, so we had to call our friendly electrician, who we love very much and have come to trust. Make sure you keep track of those tradesmen as you bring them through your home. If there are some that you really feel comfortable with and you trust, keep a list with their contact info so that if you have something go awry, you can send out an SOS and have them come help you out, just like ours came and helped us today. So we'll see you in the next section of the video where I will do the demos. Hi everybody, so here I am with the little demo for the chalk paint samples. So you can see here I have letters across here, POP, BS, and NSG. So Plaster of Paris is the ingredient in this one. Baking soda is the ingredient in this one. And non-sanded grout powder is the ingredient in this one. So I'm going to do one of each down the column, and then we'll come back later after it dries and talk about it. So I will tell you, this is the Plaster of Paris, and I have been noticing that it separates pretty quickly, so you may have to stir it a little more frequently throughout using it if that is one that you choose. It goes on nice and smooth. Has pretty good, I just covered up my POP. That's all right, I know the order. Yes. Anyway, so it covers pretty nicely. It goes on pretty smoothly, and it's a pretty thick coat. So I think it would do a good job at covering like surface scratches and things like that. So that is the Plaster of Paris. And my next one is the baking soda. It's quite thick compared to the Plaster of Paris, which is interesting to me. I mixed it earlier today, and I've had lids on it, obviously, but this one has gotten quite a bit thicker, and it also separated, so always just stir it good. So this is the baking soda. This one, it's hard for you to see, but you're gonna have to trust me. Feels a little grittier, looks a little grittier, more sandy, which is weird because it's the baking soda. And we'll talk about the best way to mix these too in the next section of the video, but it went on pretty good. It's not quite as smooth to me as a Plaster of Paris, and you're definitely going to want to lightly sand these between coats because you are putting plaster or chalk like substance in here. It can leave little bumps, and you just sand them smooth in between. That's high salt for that. And then my last one is the Non-Sanded Grout. It is by far the runniest consistency of the 3. You can see it's almost like water. It's covering okay. Now, normally on a piece of furniture, it would not be unusual to have to give this 2 or 3, sometimes even 4 coats, depending on what you're trying to cover. But I'm just trying to, look at my shirt. Look at my shirt. I got paint on my flippin' shirt. I should have put I should have put painting clothes on. Anyway, I'm just going to do the one coat so we can kind of compare how it dries, and probably will be able to tell from that if one more coat will get it or if it's going to need two more. So in the next section of the video, this will be dry, paint will be off, and I will have a shirt on with no paint on it. See you there. Hey everybody, I'm back with the results from our little experiment here, and it dried super fast, like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes tops. It's so hot here. Good news is I changed out of my paint splattered shirt from before. I should have had this one on before because it would have been, you know, not as noticeable. Anyway, no worries about the other shirt. Put some spot treatment on it. Hopefully it'll come out. We'll see. Anyway, back to the results. So I want to show you here in a close-up, and I want to address, you probably can't really see a difference very well on camera, but you're going to have to trust me in, there's definitely a difference in the feel, and there's some streaking. So this is the Plaster of Paris. It covered really, really well. It feels like a nice thick coat. It would cover minor imperfections easily, probably done in 2 coats with a light sand in between. This one is the baking soda. It also covered pretty well, but it's got a lot rougher feel to it, and I'm not convinced that that would sand away. Maybe, but I do think it would cover in 2 coats as well. This one with the grout, the paint was quite thin and there is streaking, so it didn't cover nearly as well as the other 2 did. But, you know, as a last resort, could you do it? Sure. You just have to be willing to give it more coats if it needs it. And my favorite one that I make all the time is with the Plaster of Paris. And you can find this Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, $5 to $8 for this size. Only takes a half a cup when you mix your chalk paint, so it lasts a long time. And another pro tip is make sure you check the paint departments. They all have oops section where they put paint that has been mixed wrong or that a customer didn't like, and they sell it greatly discounted. I can get gallons for $9.99 and I get quarts for $2.50. So always check that. And don't be afraid to make your own chalk paint. You know, it's kind of fun. You get to be a little bit of a chemist. You get to mix your own color just the way you want it. Maybe you want to mix a couple colors. Just be sure if you do that, that you mix a big enough batch to finish your whole piece, because mixing 2 different colors can be a little bit of a problem. Not that I would know that by any means. No, I have done that. So just make sure it's a big enough batch to do everything you need to do, or that you write down exactly what your equation was to come up with your specific color. But anyway, that is it for this video, and I do want to remind you, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. The subscription button is down below, and we would really appreciate it. Those things help us out a lot here on this channel as we're trying to grow. And remember, it's free, costs you nothing to sign or to subscribe. So, and final thing, don't forget to visit the website, theredesignhabit.com, where there's lots of fun things and tips and tricks for you there, also free. So I hope this motivated you to try something new, and we will see you guys in the next video.